I don't know if I just committed fast food blasphemy or pure genius. This is the Big Mac Smash Burger Taco. Perfect crust, melty cheese, insane flavor. And the best part, you can make it in just 15 minutes. This is a game changer. We're taking what makes the Smash Burger great and what makes the Big Mac great and putting them together in taco form. Come on now, that's absolutely next level. So without any further ado, let's get into this.
Let's kick things off with what makes a Big Mac, the sauce. And yes, this is the closest you'll get to the real thing. In a bowl, mix together half a cup or 120 grams of mayonnaise. Follow that up with 4 teaspoons or about 20 grams of sweet relish and 1 tablespoon or 15 grams of finely minced white onion, because they're in the original and we're staying true to form. Next, 1 teaspoon each of white vinegar and granulated sugar to balance things out. And now, the secret ingredient. The thing that takes this from good sauce to actual Big Mac sauce. French dressing. This is what gives the sauce that iconic color and extra tang. And yes, it has to be French dressing. If you don't have French dressing, I've linked it down below so you can grab some. Trust me, it makes all the difference. So, 2 tablespoons or about 31 grams of this stuff, as well as a pinch of salt. And now, it's time to mix. The longer you let this sit and let those flavors get to know each other, the more it tastes like Big Mac sauce. So let this sit in your fridge while we take care of everything else. Starting with our toppings. First, lettuce. Simply quarter a head of lettuce and remove the stem. Then cut nice and thin until you have some beautiful shredders. Something like this. Next, simply top and tail an onion and cut it down the middle lengthwise. Peel and give it a cut like I'm doing here. Make sure not to leave too much room between your cuts because we want these onions diced up nice and small. Then similarly, just cut down horizontally. Then follow that up with a nice thin dice and you'll have beautiful little baby onions, just like this. And finally, we have our pickles. And I think this part's pretty self-explanatory, right? Just give them a slice. All right, next up, the patties. I'll be using some 80-20 beef, meaning 80% lean and 20% fat that I bought at the grocery store. And here's the trick. Don't overwork the meat. You want it loose and airy, like you barely tried, but in a good way. We'll be using roughly around 3 ounces or 85 grams per patty. Now, this is where things start to get serious. We're cooking these in beef fat because flavor is everything, and we don't settle for dry, sad burgers around here. So throw some beef fat or a neutral flavored oil, if that's all you have, on a griddle or pan set over medium heat. If you want that restaurant quality crust, get yourself one of these cast iron griddles. Trust me, I'll link one below. Ball goes on, hit that bad boy with some salt, then top with a beautiful tortilla and smash like you mean it. You want that patty thinner than my patience when someone says, well done steak, because crispy edges are what take this dish to astronomical levels. Since the meat is this thin, all you need is about 2 minutes to cook it all the way through. Next, while our tortilla is cooking in that beautiful beef fat, top everything off with some American cheese until nice and melted, then pull off the heat so we can get everything assembled. First, we hit it with some nice crunchy shredders. Next, of course, pickles. Non-negotiable. Unless, of course, you don't like pickles, in which case it's totally negotiable with only a little bit of judgment. Next, a healthy handful of our very thinly diced onions. And finally, that iconic sauce that makes this taco. Go nuts. And optionally, throw on some chives because we're fancy. And there you have it. Let's see how this bad boy tastes.
Cheers, guys. This is ridiculous. You have that crispy beef, that iconic sauce, the crunch of the onions and pickles, and not to mention that tortilla, which cooked a little bit in that beef fat. Oh, it all just works. I'm not saying this will change your life, but I'm also not saying that. And let me know down below in the comments what fast food item you'd love to see transformed into a taco. I don't know. Look, maybe this can be a series. All right, guys, if you like this sort of madness recipe, go ahead and like the video and subscribe for more. And as always, I will see you all next week. Peace.